should be doing the right things always with the right people in the right time. Only then we'll be called socially healthy people. If you are not trying to find the highest form of consciousness, conscious state, then we are not healthy completely. Meditation is found to be the highest form of spiritual practice. It's all about the person trying to travel inside as much as possible. This is Nalini teacher. I am a life skill trainer in Impact Foundation and a safety skill trainer in Learning Space Foundation. Today, I am before you to share a few thoughts. Something related to how can we make our life positive, great, using our biggest strength. How can we be healthy using our biggest strength? Yeah, what is that strength? Let me tell you, in Indian interpretation, health always has 4 components. If one has to say that I am healthy, it's not just physical. Health has 4 components. The first one is physical, second one is mental, third one is social, and fourth one is spiritual. If we are just physically healthy, but we are always under some mental illness, some problems related to anything that disturbs our peace, anything that is not making us to take the right decisions or right behaviors or right actions, then we are not healthy. If we are physically healthy, we should also be healthy at our minds. In the same way, you are physically healthy, you are mentally healthy, but you are not contributing anything to the society you live and to the country you live, then you are not a healthy person. The way we behave with people around us, starting from our neighbors to the people in our society and also in our nation, will definitely influence directly or indirectly the whole world. So, we should be doing the right things always with the right people in the right time. Only then we will be called socially healthy people. If you are socially healthy, if you are physically healthy and mentally healthy, but yet if you are not trying to awaken yourself, trying to find the inner soul in you, if you are not trying to find the highest form of your consciousness, conscious state, then we are not healthy completely. Spiritual health is also very, very important. That is where we are different from various cultures or various countries that are present around us. Indian culture, Indian civilization always has given very good importance and a prominent role of spirituality in their lives. However, this spirituality has a range of varieties, right from doing prayers, spiritual practices, to just trying to find out who they are, trying to meet the inner soul, trying to find the highest form of the human being. And we see that that is practiced in the form of meditation in our culture. Meditation is found to be the highest form of spiritual practice, because here there is no presence of any other person, any other power or any other outside thing. It's all about the person trying to travel inside as much as possible, making himself or herself free from all the tags, from all the tangles and from all the external forces. Meditation has a beautiful importance. Though it is a spiritual form, it provides all the necessary healthy boosters. I mean, this will help to develop our physical health, maintain our mental health, and also make us the right human beings that deserve a right place in this world. When we do meditation, what actually happens? There is a concept called cleaning the mind slate in psychology. What do we mean by that? Every day we come across lot of people, lot of situations, lot of actions, lot of incidents, lot of information, lot of problems, lot of happiness. It's always a huge combination. However, every day is a combination of all these things, whether we like or we dislike. All these things do pop up in our everyday life. But how much do we carry every day's emotion to the next day? If it is something positive, if it is something that can bring goodness in us, it is always beautiful and right to take it over to the next day. But what if there are few negative things, or the things that will disturb our peace or disturb our health, disturb our mind or disturb our actions, disturb our decisions? How do we see that they do not influence the next fresh day? For that, we use this process called cleaning the mind slate. Imagine that your mind is a slate. What we do to write on a slate? We first rub it, make it plain, wipe it, make it plain, and then start writing. In the same way, every day when we get up, as soon as we get up, we should see that we first clear our mind slate. See that nothing of the before days, whether it is task, whether it is a disturbance, or whether it is concern, whether it is problem, those do not exist on the mind slate today, because every day is a fresh day, every day is an opportunity. If we have to turn today as the greatest day, we should see that we should have a fresh start. Meditation helps a lot in this procedure, because when people do meditate, they always try to remove all those negative thoughts, remove all those negativity of the previous or the present things that are happening around them. It's like a state of zero thoughts. Even if there are thoughts flowing in the mind, during meditation, people do practice that these thoughts do not disturb them. Let the thoughts come in and let them flow off. While meditating, we see that neither the positive nor the negative do influence us. This helps us to create a great balance. People who meditate like this are found to have the greatest emotional intelligence. Yes, emotional intelligence is the biggest thing. I mean, it is the very needful thing in everyone's psychological health. Emotional intelligence. We should not get too much happy or too much sad, too much disturbed, too much worry, too much anxiety. Anything of too much is not good for us. We all know that. But how much can we control by ourselves? But if we do meditation, what happens is we learn how to control, or we learn how not let these thoughts do influence us. We don't get stuck by one single thought. Let it be so very happy thing or let it be so very sad thing, but we are not stuck at any point of time. That will help us to develop beautiful habit of or beautiful quality of emotional intelligence. That will again indirectly influence our physical health also. That will again directly influence our social health also. Also, there is a beautiful significance of meditation when we observe in the form of psychology. Every day when we get up, we have a lot of tasks to do, so many things. Few things that are to be done today in our to-do list, few things that are not done yesterday or day before yesterday, so they need to be completed today. A lot of things that are, we have a lot of time goals, lot of task oriented things, so many things to be done in the same day. Generally, human beings get disturbed. I mean, when we are not calm, when we are not at peace in our mind, when we are not stable in our mind, we just shift from one work to other work. This is called as dawdling. We are not completing one particular work and just jump to other because we feel that is important, again jump into other work because we feel that is important. And sometimes we think that multitasking, but that doesn't work and leaves all the tasks incomplete or inefficient or inappropriate. When we start our day with meditation, when we also take time to meditate in different times in a day, that will help us to arrange our thoughts in the right manner, in a right order. Because of the calmness, because of the peace, because of the stable nature that we get, we are able to realize which things are most important, which things have the least influence on us, what things will kill our time, what things will make our time efficient. The capacity to arrange all these will be developed greatly because of meditation. When lot of thoughts are popping in on our mind undergoes stress. That is the reason, as a psychologist, we also suggest children, even children who are appearing for exams, just we'll ask them that in the morning, on the day of exam, just again don't fill your mind with a lot of new information. Instead, take time, have deep breaths, close your eyes, at least meditate for 10 minutes before you get into the examination room. That will make your mind stay calm. Then your brain will help you to recall all those that they have studied. Students who practice this have shared that they were able to reproduce with the right things, with right responses in their exams. In the same way, people who are working, people who have a lot of task oriented things in a day also have shared that when they meditate, they are able to gain a lot of clarity and also energy that will help them to complete their task clearly, one after the other. So, meditating will help in avoiding dawdling. We don't get disturbed or we don't get confused because of a lot of tasks. And other beauty of meditation is, we all know the hierarchy of needs, right? In psychology, there is a pyramid that will have different layers that shows from basic needs to the increasing human needs. The basic needs are like food, shelter, clothes, housing, etc. Whereas, as the hierarchy continues, we see that on the top is self-actualization. I mean, trying to know what you are, the worth of your life, the value of your life. But the beauty is, in those theories, self-actualization is placed somewhere in the top orders. But meditation will help you to do it in the first stages itself. I mean, whatever is in the top order of needs is brought down as the basic need of human existence. Isn't it beautiful? People who think that one which can be attained after all the other needs are fulfilled, and then we will think about it. If you are thinking like that, then meditation says that no, first achieve this higher order, and you can do it very successfully, and all your other basic needs will follow very smoothly without any hastiness. So, self-actualization, when we meditate, we have wonderful introspection. What are we doing? What are we thinking? Are we going in the right path? Are we doing the right things? The things that we do, are they helpful for us? Are they not helpful for us? Are we turning into those people who are doing good for others or harming others? All this is called self introspection. In our busy lives, in our huge expectations of life or huge bundle of desires that we have, if we don't take time to sit and think like that, we will end up somewhere in a messy situation, running with this world, running with these desires, running with this comparison and competencies. Somewhere we will lose ourselves. Whereas sitting for meditation or taking time for meditation will help you just to see that what are your basic needs, what are your primary needs, what are your secondary needs, and what are your higher needs. Are we really running for the things that we don't deserve, or that the things that we don't want, or are we really striving towards those that are to be a part of our targets and our goals? As a psychologist, if I ask someone just to sit and say that just think, whatever are you thinking, is it right or not? Whatever you are talking, is it right or not? If I ask them to sit and do that, majority of the people will always try to defend themselves. Everyone thinks that they are right, everyone thinks that they are doing good, everyone thinks that only the other person is doing wrong. Whereas in meditation, when someone sits, no one is their boss, no one is monitoring them, no one is supervising them. But yet people are so very honest and so very sincere to themselves. Only then the right introspection comes out. People can make themselves better every day. That is how the personality development, whatever we say, is just knowing yourself, making yourself better every day, improving on your skills, improving on your character, happens very naturally and in the right form when someone is doing the practice of meditation. I found this to be a wonderful process that is making people psychologically well-being in the name of meditation. Also, meditation helps you to concentrate on your breath. It makes your physical health so well. We slowly realize that there is a huge wonderful system that is present in our body. Every organ, every part doing its work on its own without any complaints. It's only that we should not create a problem to it. Every organ will work on its own without giving a direct instruction by us. Everything happens on its own. We start appreciating our existence. I'll tell you how this will help. We see people having a lot of complaints about their life. One who is not having money has a complaint that I am not rich. One who is financially good will think that I am not rich, or I am not having something which the other has, or I am not able to do something which other people have. Like someone is having good food, shelter, education, anything. They will have a target like let me have more number of materialistic things, cars, houses, foreign trips, etc., etc. Okay, having desires is good, trying for them, trying to achieve them is good. But worrying every day by comparing yourself with others is definitely not good. It is not good mental health. Meditation will help you in appreciating whatever you have. As just I told now, when we start taking breath, concentrating on our breath, imagining that everything, the energy that is produced as our own body, as the powerhouse, and so many number of organs in our body are working selflessly and they are doing their work on their own. No pressure, no supervision, no monitoring, no stress, but yet they are doing selflessly. we start appreciating this beautiful, wonderful system created by the master of the universe. When so many organs are able to do their work, being happy at what they are performing, their duties, and all those together contributing for our own well-being, we will definitely get a thought that is it right for us to complain about other small things when we already have this huge treasure with us. That is nothing but our body, our mind and our soul. These are the three wonderful treasures that we have, blessed by the master of universe. Why should we have complaints about all the other petty things? Let us celebrate this existence. Let us make this existence better day by day. Let us gather energy from the universe. Spread our positive energy to all. See that this beautiful structure created by the master is served properly, is secured properly, is maintained properly, and whatever the energy that is produced within us helps us to take to the highest form of our existence. In our thoughts, finding the right cause for our life, trying to find our inner soul, trying to connect us with this big universe, grab the energy for a universe. And why do we grab this energy? To make our lives better. Let us do all these things with the power that is created within us. This kind of acceptance, this kind of appreciation, this kind of realizing where should we get the energy, it's all within us. We will start accepting this, we will start appreciating this when we do meditation, because our sight or our vision about external things slowly gets minimized. When our view or other people's interference on our lives get minimized, obviously we will have less complaints. That is how meditation will help us to appreciate, to accept, and then to use ourselves for our betterment. It's never like out of comparison, out of someone giving us, because expectations are the roots for problems. Expectations are the roots for disappointments. Comparisons are the problem creators. If you want to get rid of all those things, should always start from the point of acceptance, appreciation. Meditation will help you to do this. This is how meditation not only helps people to maintain their physical health, right spirituality and the psychology behind this wonderful spirituality will definitely help us to make our lives better. Thank you.